We know in medicine, there's never one single truth. Of course, we have certain diseases that, there's a single sort of etiological agent, but most of them, as we'll see later, have multiple component causes that come together. And psychiatry, of course, is very much about those interaction between the various factors. So therefore, the diagnostic hierarchy is a very, very valuable construct. So what we've got here is, and whilst we go through this, I'd like you to just maybe think about a patient in mind. So the first thing we're looking at is the organic evaluation. And depending on the case in front of you, you will focus on the specific organic evaluation. What I mean by that is, if I've got a 45-year-old male presenting with depressive syndrome, activity, cognition affected, decision-making affected, poor attention, concentration, motivation down, anhedonia, etc., then I know in the organic aspects, probabilistically, vascular factors can be present. So therefore, I'm going to ask about diabetes, hypertension, even carry out blood pressure, and we'll see later why these become relevant, because it's a formulatory statement. And note, I'm happy to be wrong, because that is exactly what I want to do. I want to disprove this, but I need to integrate it. So the vascular factors, diabetes, hypertension, obstructive sleep apnea becomes a vascular factor. So in this group, I will think about that bit. Now, organic can be vascular. We'll see neurodegenerative, metabolic, endocrine, nutritional, inflammatory. There's a whole screen that we'll do. But the key here is, depending on the syndrome in front of you, depending on the symptoms in front of you, you will be relevant to what you want to identify. And of course, you rule the others out. Doesn't mean we just think about vascular. We will also quickly rule out the others. If we think about ADHD in a female, for example, I know that I have to look at iron deficiency anemia because probabilistically it's up there. I have to rule out autoimmune thyroiditis or thyroid dysfunction because there's a strong association. I need to take into account polycystic ovarian syndrome. Often migraine, PCOS, and these constructs are sort of in that ADHD realm. So these are the sort of clues and patterns that we'll identify. So we get better at pattern recognition. Now, you can see here it includes neurodevelopmental aspects. In fact, you can even put sleep in here. So we see that also becomes relevant. So the neurodevelopmental aspects, what happens is you may leave that for later because it all depends. If a person has significant hyperarousal, not sleeping, then you may get a false positive. Or if they have severe sleep apnea, or you've got a history of snoring and their partner tells you, yeah, they seem like they're gasping for air and they wake up suddenly really scared. You want to carry out a sleep study, right? So you will potentially consider that first before treatment. In some cases, you might defer it